Do you ever look back and be like, that I got Lyme disease for a reason, and I bless that I went through this. Do you do that?
I do. And I was never, if I talked to my parents a lot about it, and, my wife, and, I never was mad that I got Lyme,
Hmm.
like, and I look back at it and I'm like, damn, I lost my 30s to Lyme, um, but I'm so much better for it, and I just wanted to get through it as quickly as possible, and I never was going to give up. And I never had a big chip on my shoulder and was like, poor me. Because I also was, just like I said before, I feel blessed that I am who I am, and I wanted to achieve the success that I always intended on doing. It just took longer than I had hoped, but without question, I am better for it. I know so much about health and wellness, and I'm able to help a lot of people and talk to a lot of people about it. So, yeah, of course, you come through every challenging situation better than before, and those are the being uncomfortable and being in tough situations is what defines you as a person, at the end of the day. So you got to, look at it that way. I don't look at it and say, oh, I'm happy I got it. Like, I don't know who I or where I'd be if I didn't.
Yep.
But no, I'm good. I'm proud of my efforts. I feel it's funny. I just talked to someone the other day who was a Lyme guy, and I feel battle tested. I feel like I can
Mm.
handle anything, and I don't get upset, where most people are like, oh, well, like, you've just kind of been through it. So you just say, okay, and that's a huge lesson in life, to be able to remain calm in the tough times, and just say, that's also being a builder where things go wrong a lot of the days. But more so on a personal level, like, when you cross something that tough, you're ready. You're ready to go, and you're gonna dig your heels in and remain calm, and collect the details, and then attack. So it's yeah, I'm for sure a better person for it
You know,
on
the,
many
the
levels.
the challenges and hardships of disease really do make you prepared for, whatever may come in the future, and make you a stronger person. I feel like today we try and run away from everything. You could have kept taking antibiotics, done the easy route almost, and said, all right, I'm just going to live with this. I'll get a little worse. Sometimes I'll keep popping pills all the time, and whatever symptom comes up, my doctor will give me something for it, and that'll be the end of it. Right. But you said, no, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to win. I'm going to come out stronger. And you did. And yes, you sacrificed your 30s, but I think now you're looking at 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, right? Are going to be better and
Yeah.
better. I mean, you're going to live
Yeah,
to
I
120,
plan to
right?
go into 100. I mess with
Exactly.
my family, my brothers, and I watch them eat what they eat and drink what they drink. So we tease each other. But it's funny. I look back, and I also tell people, after I had my initial struggle, and if I didn't find the local alternative doctor here, who we're still close with, and he's the first person that told me I had Lyme, but it wasn't just Lyme. He did a lot of kinesiology on me and said there's other things happening. Um, I don't know where I'd be, because I would have
Mm.
listened to my family doctor, and I would have said, it's in my head. Get on an antidepressant, get on something. And what I also learned from him is that, a lot of Western medicine treats symptoms and not the problem,
Hmm.
and that's a big thing to realize, because, like, okay, what's your symptom? Oh, let me give you this. I'm like, well, that's not really
Yeah.
gonna do it. It's not gonna, like, fix the problem. So I learned that, but I just, if I didn't find, the doctor out here, I tell people I'd probably be on my parents' couch, licking my
Hmm.
wounds, and just living with it and accepting my fate of being Lyme. But I didn't go in that direction, luckily, and I was able to kind of pinball around and find my way. But a lot of this treatment and all these things that you do, cost a lot of money, and they take time and they take resources, and there's I also thought about that along the way, and I thought about how many people can't do that, and don't have that opportunity. So I also felt blessed about that, and I felt motivated. That motivated me also to kind of work through it, And I thought about people in distressed areas that have Lyme or have Lyme, and they have no idea what it is, and their doctors have no idea what it is. And then it's all an expression at the end of the day for who you are genetically, and it'll lead to something that you can't fix, right? It'll turn into cancer, or it could turn into Parkinson's. I think for me, genetically, it would be Parkinson's.
Mhm.
And I met the biomagnetic doctor initially, and he did his first scan on me. And he's like, "How are you even walking around, or
Mm.
let alone building like 3 houses?" He's like, "You're on your way to something you can't fix." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" But when you start realizing that, and that just motivated me more to kind of just keep at it and keep figuring it out, because I was always felt blessed at the end of the day. So.
And Matt, you are a warrior, a survivor, and a thriver. I mean, that's what it takes, to win over a disease like this, especially one that so many, as you heard, tell you got to live with. You have to have that mentality that you're going to beat it. So, thank you so much for sharing that, because it is the mentality so many people need these days to overcome what most of society is dealing with: chronic disease. So thank you. Do you have
Yeah.
any final messages for anyone out there suffering from Lyme right now?
No, that's it. I think I covered it. But like I said, with my little coin term, is just don't let what holds you back define you, and and just push on through. And if you have a bad day, chalk it up and say, okay, you win. I'm going to get some rest, and I'm going to come back again tomorrow, and keep at it until you figure it out. Because like you said, you'll become a better person after the fact, because you learn so much, and then you can help the people around you, and that's always nice too.
Well,
So.
it's an amazing message, and thank you for sharing it. And I hope today is an amazing day.